42, the 42 goes down low, the 79 gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67 though, and Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. He, Paul Ferdiani, and Larry Dickerson having a drag race down to the for one last attack, getting underneath him, not quite able to make it stick, having to lift once again. Into exit of turn number 4, down onto the front straightaway here. Who's going to win it with the drag race? It's going to be Timothy Pope. First 3 and 4, 751 with a hefty lead here, about a half a car length as the one gets up into the wall with a run down. 200 feet. It's going to be a close one across the line. Garrett Welsh made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag. So here we go, final lap. Hello and welcome into tonight's race in action here on this wonderful Monday evening as the NTRL Cup Series takes on Chicagoland. Track we don't see too much of, but hey, we're here tonight and we're looking for it for all the beating and banging and crashing and racing action that these next-gen Cup cars will bring us here this evening. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show as we get things all kicked on off with the National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back. As always, we have to say a huge thank you to the race sponsors, like tonight's race sponsor, JP Designs. Be sure to go check them on out for any paint schemes or maybe 3D printing or anything like that. So a big thank you to JP Designs for jumping on board here and supporting the NTRL here tonight. Of course, we also have to thank some fantastic other sponsors like Track Bar Media, bringing on some of the best real life and sim life racing photo and video edits that you could possibly imagine. So big thank you to Track Bar Media. Of course, we have to also thank Martin Sports as well. Be sure to go check them on out and get yourself some customized either race apparel or just, you know, casual lounge around wear, all helping to just aid your life and kind of maybe make yourself look a little bit more colorful and represent the things that you like. So big thank you to Martin Sports. Of course, we have to also thank Davidson Builders up there in that northern New Jersey area who Man, I know a few houses that are probably going to need a few remodels after all the rain we've been getting and all the floods and all that stuff. So be sure to reach on out to Davidson Builders, the premier custom builders up there, and get yourself on their schedule. Of course, we have to also thank DEP Graphics. Some fantastic paint schemes coming out of that garage every single day. So be sure to go get yourself a customized one here today over at DEP Graphics. And of course, Sim Gear Central, fantastic button boxes that has all the flip switches, turn dial knobs, super special buttons. Be sure to go check them on out just to, aid yourself in whatever sim experience that you're trying to get into. So a big thank you to Sim Gear Central. As always, I am Alan Brown, and we got a full boat with us here once again. Mr. Alan English joining us here, the Brew Master in general. Welcome back, buddy. Glad your internet's back up and running here tonight, and should be a fun race here at Chicagoland under these lights.
Yeah, man, I'm just glad I got damn AC back, you know. It's 95 outside here in northwest Louisiana. But yeah, man, night racing under lights, always the most fun racing you can have here on iRacing, in my opinion. But this track is, a 1.5 mile oval. You could just about call it a cookie cutter track, but these sweeping turns, don't have as much banking as you think. So tire wear is definitely going to be a pretty good issue here tonight. These guys got some practice in this week. I'm sure they'll be all right once they kind of figure out where their lift points and braking points and stuff are needing to be, and adjust those accordingly as tire wear starts to kick in on them. Also, one other thing, pit road is not the easiest one to get onto here. Coming out of turn 4, it is right there in the middle of 4. So you got to make a hard left down there onto the apron to make it onto this pit lane. Pit lane speed limit is 50 miles an hour, which seems kind of slow for 1.5 miles, but that's what it is. So these guys got to be back down to 50 before they hit that first cone.
And that indeed is down there on pit road, making sure these drivers don't speed. He's got his LiDAR gun pointed out his little box window there, making sure everyone slows on down. Mr. Adam Turner getting everything all locked and loaded. Adam, don't normally come here a lot to Chicagoland. I think this is only the second time we've actually come here to watch a race, but should be a good time here tonight.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm excited because I like the Chicagoland area. Personally, I think it's a cool spot. I've never been to this track. I'd love to go. I'd really love to be in a 1974 black and white Dodge Monaco.
Oh,
speeding around this track, having a good time. From what I hear, it's about 106 miles to Chicago, if you know what I mean. So let's have some fun. Chicago Land Speedway, I guess it's going to be cool. It's got to be better than that thing they built downtown, That was kind of crazy.
A street course?
Yeah, that was a little much for me, but I'm looking forward to this track. I got a lot of references to the Blues Brothers tonight.
Oh.
So I'm excited about that, It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a half a tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark.
And
we're wearing sunglasses.
Oh, here.
Hit it.
Oh, my sunglasses are hanging up. I thought they were on my hat. I was about to put them on.
But I'll give you the rules real quick, Brown. 1 fast repair, 75% fuel, 3 sets of tires total, 18 incident points, you get a penalty, 25 incident points, you'll be disqualified, and it's decently cool on the track at 74 degrees.
And that indeed, as we take a look here at tonight's race info, you can see here from the track, not a single straight section technically on this racing surface here tonight. It's constantly got a little bit of a curve to it, so that's gonna cause some fits for some of these drivers, but the backstretch is straight enough and they're gonna be able to really make some passes happen down there. But the weather looking absolutely beautiful here in this night weather skies, bringing us down here to tonight's key to the race. And man, it's a task that's easier said than done. It's just try not to get loose out there, especially with not so much bank angle in these turns and how much tire wear is going to happen. I'm sure we're going to see some back end slip out from some of these guys.
and especially coming off the corners, guys trying to put power back down, and if you wear those rear tires out too quick, it's going to try to step out on you. So same thing goes for cold tires. When you get new tires put on that car, give it a couple laps. Give those tires a chance to build up a little pressure in them, get a little grip. Otherwise, the same thing's going to happen. You're going to go around. So yeah, definitely watch the loose condition out there.
Well, and you only have 3 total sets of tires. That's going to be an issue for 125 laps, man. This is a long race, to be honest with you. So I think that's going to be huge. Huge.
And I mean, not to mention here, Turner, looking at these qualifying times, the difference between 1st and 17th was like 0.2 of a second. So everyone's running pretty dang quick in roughly the same lap times here. So this should definitely play on out to be one heck of an evening to enjoy as we jump on down here and get everybody all lined on up and into their cars, and we can tell everybody where their favorite driver is going to start here tonight. Getting us started is one of the resident Canadians here in the NTRL, Jarrett Woodard in the 79 machine, getting the top spot here. He's going to have Kevin Delia starting to his outside. Looks like the 98 of Ethan Thompson's getting a pretty good starting spot here tonight, starting in 3rd, with the 23 of Sean Walton starting things out on that outside in 4th. 66 Drew Blaze looking to get a good finish here tonight, starting up there in 5th with the 1 of DW in 6th. 8 of Dylan Mad Max Bryant trying to get things all rounded off here, started there in the 7th spot. Got Chris Klein also up here inside this top 10, starting in 8th. 9th, how about this? The 92 Timothy Stubblefield looking like he's ready to go racing here tonight, with Joe Hoggard in the 64 machine rounding out the field, starting top 10.
Yeah, 32 car Nick Biddy will start in 11th to his outside. PJ Cox in the 05. We saw those guys running together last night. Let's see if they do it again here tonight. 33 Paul Ferdiani, the Gambler, in 13th. 14th, AJ Evangelista in the 005. The 28 of Chris Goins will start inside row number 8, and to his outside will be Mark Collins in the 45. The 9 of Tommy Welch will start inside row number 9, to his outside Brian Boyd in the 78. And row number 10, and rounding out your top 20 here, the 4 of Russ Kilgore and the 2 of Scott Milner.
22, Chuck Kiger, he starts this thing 21st. 76, Jeff Ottinger, 22nd. 44, Dana Shepard will start 23rd. Beginning in 24th position, Skylar Harrod in the 48. Number 7, Tristan Cotton, big fan club out there for him usually. He'll begin 25th, 26th. Vince Short in the 15, Double O Joe Bennett. 27th, Joe David. In the 6th, he'll start 28th. 29th, Justin, Roman numeral X, number 10, starts there in 29th. Michael Adamson in 88. It's all confusing back here. They got him 33rd, Jonathan Hammond 30th, Stephen Wood 31st, Chris Muth 34th, and Tom Bears 32nd, which doesn't really make any sense because he's race control. But those guys, it'll work itself out. iRacing likes to, confuse people from time to time. But that's everybody, so let's have some fun.
And that it is. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching. We see you all out there watching there on the YouTube. Appreciate it. Keep those comments coming. We'll get to you guys here in just a second. Meanwhile, the pace car guiding this field down through turns 3 and 4. Everybody all lined on up with those lights on off. So we get ready to go to some green flag action here with the Fiji water machine. Can't say I've ever drank too much Fiji, but if he picks up a win here tonight, I just might have to switch. But either way, here we go. Pace car diving off down onto pit lane into the Geico restart zone. We go for the first time. Green flag racing here at Chicagoland. Side by side, they shuffle and bustle their way down into turns 1 and 2. The 23 is Sean Walton trying to get to that back bumper of the 53, maybe aiding him with a little bit of a draft there. Oh, is just like I said, got to watch out for that loose condition. 79's back end steps out on, he's able to wrangle it back together, but we were 4 wide there, still 3 wide in front of him as they beat and bang with the 81 stuck in the middle. Oh my goodness, they're racing and racing already, continuing that 3 wide action as that 51 tries not to give up any pace or any speed. Looks like he will be able to maintain some speed in that middle, overtaking the 32 of Biddy and the 92 of Stubblefield there. But the race is on here at Chicago.
Got a little nuts on the start there.
Yeah,
Go a little 4 wide early.
Yeah, they got a little western is what we like to call it down here where I'm from. But worked itself out. I think racing this hard this early in the race, you're going to have some tire wear, and we're going to see that in probably 20 to 30 laps. But I don't know, they've kind of squared it away, and we got a lot of people out there on YouTube, man. That's so happy to see all that.
Race chat already filling up over there in YouTube land. Nikki Short here pulling for Team Short. Jesse Calloway is here. Daniel Parent, Derek Donna, Ginger Parent, all here pulling for Dana Shepard out there in the 44 machine. Great fan club out there for him. Josh Kelleher pulling for DEP Racing. Ginger Parent says, what number cars are DEP? I'll get that together for you and I'll post it in the chat here in just a minute. Young Chubbs is here. Lahoma Randall here with the kid squad out there.
Yeah. PG-13 tonight. I'll keep it toned down for the kids. We don't want to have them wear earmuffs or anything.
Yeah, Angry Tacos Network here pulling for Big Country, the 005 car out there. I love seeing the crowds out there. Appreciate y'all being here.
Oh yeah. Ooh, there's a little shake-up there in the middle of the racetrack. Brown, did you catch that?
Caught a little bit of it, but we got passing going on all over the place. You can see the 92 of Stubblefield out there. He's got some racing stripes and kind of the American flag going on down there. Absolutely love to see that paint scheme coming for Stub Nation. Looking fantastic out there. Right in front of him, he's got Brian Boyd and Chris Gones going at it side by side. Looks like the 78 machine of Boyd able to hold on to that position on that bottom side for the time being. Meanwhile, 53 Kevin Delia out in front of the 23 of Sean Walton. Mad Max Dylan Bryant still hanging on up there as well. But yeah, unfortunate start there for the pole winner here, 79 Jarrett Woodard. Just breaking loose there on the get-go, and he's gonna have to do a heck of a lot of fighting to get back up to it.
Travis Mason joining us here as well in the YouTube chat, pulling for Stephen Wood out there. The driver of the 19 car is already up a couple of spots near the rear of this big pack here, 9 seconds behind the leader.
Well, I wonder if Woodard, and I said his name correctly for the first time, was like using the metric system there at the restart and maybe kind of got confused with the freedom units or something like that.
I'm not sure that really... You think he put too many kilopascals of air in his tires or something?
That's possible. Yes, exactly what I'm thinking.
Which is funny because kilopascals are actually more accurate than PSI.
Yeah, but if I had to put kilopascals in my tire, I'd probably blow the tire up and lose an arm or something. You've seen where people can do that. That's
or you'd be riding
dangerous.
around flats. One or the other.
Either way. But nonetheless, there is a little side-by-side here with the 76 for 10th and I guess 11th spot, that is, with Nick Biddy's next to him. Good racing, man.
And that it is kind of something we would see at kind of like Auto Club, the kind of racing here where things got good 2 wide battles going on all over the racetrack here, like you said, with the 76 and the 32, but for the most part relatively single filed out. I think currently the fastest lap holder though is the 7 of the Tristan Cotton, holding that fastest lap record here tonight as of right now. Of course, plenty of time for other drivers to make a dash at it here.
And Lahoma Randall says two of the younger kiddos are chanting, "Go Gator, chomp chomp! Go Gator, chomp chomp!"
Is that for the Florida Gators?
Might
Or is
be.
that from the song, There's a song that sounds like that.
You're thinking
know
of
what?
Baby Shark. You're thinking of Baby
I get to know.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
maybe.
guess.
But when I think of being here in Chicago, I think of 4 fried chickens and a Coke.
And I think of 2 pieces of plain white toast.
Exactly. You're picking it up what I'm putting
Oh,
down.
yeah, I remember
Jake and Elwood.
Aretha taking their order there.
Yeah. Then she had to tell them that they better think. We're gonna try to have some fun in Chicago tonight.
Ooh, yellow flag.
Number 2.
Oh man, Vincent Short as well. He's hugging that outside wall. He's getting a little bit of damage out there, as well as we're gonna have ourselves our first caution of the evening.
Yeah, and that started with the 2 Milner. Looks like he lost it, like you were talking about. I think with the tires over. Y'all can see it, but I think it all started with he kind of self-spun and then hit a couple cars.
Oh yeah, just played ping pong there. Yeah, the 2 going for a wild trip down there, and unfortunately, just nowhere to go for the 15 of Vince Short. There is a outside wall there, and having to try to keep that thing all locked on down. But that's going to bring out the first caution here this evening, and not quite 20 laps in.
It wasn't the worst crash.
Boyd is Gator. That's what.
Okay.
Boyd.
Well, now that makes sense. It wasn't the worst hit in the world. That the cars look okay, but these are the Harbor Freight specials that NASCAR has provided us with, so they could have some major damage underneath without even having a scratch on the outside. We'll see how that plays out for the guys.
All right, so it looks like. This list is not updated.
Hmm.
Yeah, never mind. I was looking at a list of team members.
Well,
it's a good one.
Looking at the Discord channel, you got Brian Boyd racing, Dana Shepard out there. Got a feeling.
44, 78.
I believe the Ethan Thompson in the 98 is out there. Joe Hogger, Josh Kelleher, Kevin Delia, and Stephen Wood.
Good Lord. Joe Hogger. I have to get these numbers on here.
Okay, I'll slow down.
98 is the last one to go.
Yep, 64.
64?
73, who is Kelleher, but I don't think he's racing here tonight. Then you got Kevin Delia, who's currently out in the lead.
Oh.
In the, I believe that's the 53 machine. My contacts are a little cloudy today, so I can't. Reading numbers is a little difficult. And then Stephen Wood, rounding it on out.
19.
What are you doing all that typing for?
That's a huge team.
Huh? Yeah, that's a big team. Did I tell y'all that I play in the lottery tonight and I'm done with y'all after I win this thing? Should I say my goodbyes now?
Hey, I require a 1%, you know.
1% to AAA. You know what? I'd hook y'all up with something. You could keep the tradition alive. You just have to get another member, because I'd be gone. Just so you know.
It's like Severance in reverse.
Yeah. I guess so. I mean, I'll pay the tax. Be worth it.
Well,
Wait, I said that on air. Is that a contract? I don't think that's a valid contract.
Well, yeah, it's you got to pay to get out of the contract. That's not really a contract.
Okay, this is where you start with that New England bookie style shakedown. I got you. Brown's pretty clever with that stuff up there. You New Englanders, you don't know how to do it.
Oh yeah, we give away 100-year-old lobsters to NASCAR winners.
I know, I saw that. Are those things really 100 years old?
Oh yeah, man. The bigger they are, the older they are.
Like alligators.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
So that
all those numbers reminded me of lottery. That's why I brought that up, Brown. Go ahead.
So yeah, that massive lobster that they give away to the race winner here at New Hampshire. It was probably about 100 years old or so.
Well, then what do they do with it? Do they put it back into the sea where it belongs, or do they feast on
No,
it?
at that point they probably cook it up, even though there's regulations. But apparently, NASCAR is above regulations.
Well, I mean, they designed this car that's overregulated. But
Ginger parents
garbage.
saying all those car numbers look pretty good lotto numbers. Well, I don't think any of the lottos go up to 98, so you might have a little problem with that. But if you do find one, yeah, go ahead, play it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You have the same odds of winning as everybody else.
Yeah, that's true. What a wonderful thing, the lottery, I hear all the guys that win a big lotteries, they end up, destitute or dead, or so maybe it's a
terrible
curse.
crises in their lives.
Yeah, maybe it's a curse. We just need to be regular people. We don't need all that money. Go ahead, Brown.
As we get ready to go back to green flag racing, here is the 53 and the 23 take it side by side across the line. The 8 of Dylan Bryant is right there, as well as the 64 Joe Hoggard all over these guys' back bumpers. Meanwhile, kind of a few rows back as well. Looked like things were getting a little spicy with maybe some 3 wide. And there it is, a few rows back. 68 Drew Blaze trying to drive it on up that bottom side, get around a few of these drivers. Looks like he's able to get around Stephen Wood and Joe David. Meanwhile, Chris Klein in the 51 machine going side by side. He's got the one of DW stuck kind of in front of him here, but he's currently side by side with looks like that's Brian Boyd in the 78. No, excuse me, that's the 28 of Chris Gones out there. Like I said, my eyeballs really ain't working tonight.
Well, I'm with you there. 79 scraping the wall there in that Fuji water machine. Able to keep it together though and not lose it.
It's Fiji, not Fuji. Fuji was a film from the 80s.
Oh, that was Super Dave Osborne's little sidekick too, wasn't it?
I think it was.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's sad that you remember that, but yeah, I think you're right.
Sure.
It's been a long time ago since Super Dave was running around doing the stunts.
Doing the stunts, yeah. Saturday morning cartoons and Super Dave.
I know it's not quite, not quite the Saturday cartoons or whatever, but I always enjoyed like one of those oldies kind of channels would come out and you'd be watching like what was it? Wasn't the Ranger, it was that guy who's, like the sheriff of the town, and it's not
Gunsmoke?
No, it wasn't Gunsmoke.
Mayberry? Andy Griffith?
No, it wasn't Andy Griffith. I'll get back to you with it, but some of the good old black and white wholesome family shows,
Oh, they were great. You can still watch some of that stuff for free.
Oh, well, that's what I do. That's what I'm saying. I love tuning in.
Oh, you're still doing it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You gotta embrace what it was like, There was some good TV back then, real wholesome too. Not with all this stuff we have to watch now. Communism. Nick Biddy is really running hard. He's trying to pass Stubblefield there for 10th, and I think he did.
Having a hard time getting clear there. It looks like Biddy or Stubbs making it back up on the outside. The 7 got into the wall just a touch there, I believe.
78 of Boyd almost was right in front of him, and he kind of lost it a little bit, but he gained control again. It's a Willie Nelson song, by the way. Keeping it clean.
Speaking of Willie Nelson, I went outside the other day. I was like, what in the world is this haze? It was just super smoky outside. I couldn't figure out where it was coming from.
Canada.
Yeah.
Those pesky
Willie
Canadians.
Willie Nelson's bus went by on I-20 maybe. Derek Donna said, "Were you watching Gomer Pyle or Bonanza?"
No, it was the Rifleman.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh,
That's a good one, Brown. I'm glad you're watching that.
that.
Yeah.
My dad's favorites.
You ever watch Hogan's Heroes? That was a good one
Oh
too.
yes. So I'm always Sergeant Schultz at work when somebody says, you know, "Hey, did you see what they did to me?" You know, these other employees.
Yeah.
I'm like, "I see nothing. I know nothing."
7 of Tristan Cotton getting a little loosey-goosey down there on the front straightaway. Almost gets down into somebody there. And thankfully, contact was avoided. And everyone's able to race on and on.
Right when Tracy Cotton posted something too, that's when we saw.
Oof, mate, he almost does it again. Mate, that 7 machine's back tires are absolutely hurting right now as we go 3 wide between the 79, 7 and the 66. 66 on that bottom side, able to get free and clear.
He might have to change his lineup and maybe start putting a little bit more on that right front. I'm not sure. He sure is fighting that race car though.
Yeah, I don't know if we could see it in some of these cars from inside the cockpit view, if it shows how hard a time they're having right now. Some of them may be okay. A lot of people save tires, but then there's the guys like me that'll just wear them out. And look, 26 laps into this thing, you're probably hurting for tires, I would assume, even though you have to save them. You have no choice. You got to save them because you only have 2 extra sets right now.
As you can kind of see here from the gyro cam, you got the glove hand coming up over the wheel as they're making that left-hand turn. And yeah, he's trying to be as smooth with it as he can, but he's definitely fighting it.
And none of them look like Charlie Daniels saw on the fiddle just quite yet.
No, but it's going to get like that, to where you're just moving that wheel, trying to gain control of it, because it's so tough. This track is cool though. I'm excited that we're here because we don't get to race it that often. I guess it's a cookie cutter, but it does have a different banking style than some of the other cookie cutters and all that stuff. So pretty fun to be here. I mean, I can't tell you how many times we've done a Daytona race. Do y'all know how many? I'm guessing 50 of them.
I bet it's higher than that. It might. Well, I don't know.
I mean, they're fun because they always end up kind of crazy or different, but I'm interested in this one here.
Ooh, some beating and banging here right in front of Chris Goins. The 53 kind of has a little door slapper there with the 32 of Nick Biddy. Meanwhile, the 64 Joe Hoggard out in front. The one of DW trying to chase him down. Ada Dylan Bryant up there as well, rounding out this top 3. But pretty much all the way back until 13th and 14th, people are all in line racing against each other here pretty well. And then even behind that, you got Jarrett Woodard, and then you got AJ Evangelista, Russ Kilgore having a pretty good fight. Ethan Thompson, Skylar Herod, Jonathan Hammond, Tristan Cotton, Double O Joe. Yeah, Vince Short, ooh, as the slicing and dicing continues.
Double O Joe Bennett, one of those guys using the apron in the tri-oval, trying to cut the distance down just a little bit. Got to be careful of those transitions, but Double O Joe looks like he's done it before.
Well, he has, but looks like we had a little beating and banging right there. The 4 is involved. Yeah, Kilgore was happening right in front of him. AJ Evangelista in a 005. That's where there's a lot of action right now, so I'll just be quiet and watch that.
Albert Anderson joining us over there on the YouTube chat saying, "Keep digging, Dylan Bryant. Bring that trophy back to All-Star Racing." Dylan currently in 3rd on the scoring pylon out there.
He just sounds like a race car driver when you talk to him, too, don't he? He's got that North Carolina drawl.
And he's got the name. I mean, Dylan Bryant sounds like a race car driver's name.
That's true. That's a good bunch of Cars right here, Brown.
It really is. This is where some of the most exciting action is. Oh, it looks like the 7 getting up and scraping that outside wall. Ooh, same thing with some drivers in front of them here. So these drivers are really fighting something here tonight. This is gonna be a race of pure endurance and skill. As 66 of Drew Blaze, he's starting to get into a little bit of a tizzy. He's got Chris Goins, Sean Walton, Nick Biddy, all grouped on up here, and almost was going 3 wide, looks like. And here we go, 3 wide down the back straightaway. Oh my goodness, looks like the 28 trying to get out of it, but not willing to really lift, still keeping that bumper in there. Oh my goodness.
Man, what are they saying out there on the radio? They're having a conversation, aren't they, English?
Yeah, they were talking about how they kind of scared each other there.
I think it scared all of us.
Sure.
I knew it was coming.
You got Cal Naughton Jr.,
Yeah.
Ricky Bobby, and Dylan Bryant. Those are just race car names.
It seems like a team.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know?
it does.
Are they driving for Clyde Torkel?
The chicken pit special? Not sure.
That's a combination of 2 great racing movies right there.
And they got a bunch of kids as a pit crew.
Well, that was,
Through another lane.
yeah, that was 6-pack.
Yeah.
Man, we're hitting all of them today.
Yes. We're on a mission from God.
That's actually true. That's another great one from the Blues Brothers. I bet we're over here near Bob's Country Bunker, where Chicagoland Speedway is. What do you think about that?
The band that we went to see that night, the Good Old Boys?
Yeah, they do country and western.
Country and western, that's right.
Fun times. I guess this is outside of town. You know, I don't see any, robberies or carjackings going on in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I'm monitoring, so I think we're safe here at Chicagoland.
This glass in the booth here is this ballistic glass? I was told that it would be. That's
probably
agreed to come here.
It's probably rated to at least level 1.
Oh no! I've seen some heavy duty equipment being toted around the neighborhood out here. Haley and Friends Club Penguin says, Tristan, put the beer down and hold on to the steering wheel.
Oh,
That's no fun.
yeah.
I mean, where's he else gonna keep it? There's no cup holders in these cars.
Hey, it's hard to do in VR. If you ever tried to drink beer and race in VR,
You gotta have a straw.
Yeah, I did it without, but it was talk about living dangerously.
Yeah, that might have been why you drove right into me at turn 2 at Pocono. Come to think of it, the code has been cracked. No comment, huh?
I missed it. I was trying to read comments.
No, I said that's probably what you did to me at turn 2 in Pocono.
Oh. No, I think I was on a flat screen then.
Yeah, we still got people out there talking, visiting. Keep up the work. We got to hit the button, subscribe, like. We're up to 400,000 viewers at this point. We just need to get a little bit more so we can stick it to the man. Oh, we're not?
Hey, try 1,000th of that.
Okay. We still have a good little community going. We got a little community going, so keep joining us. And let's stick it to Zuckerberg and Bill Gates, because nobody voted for them. So keep AAA going with all these cool leagues like Num Thumbs Racing.
Ginger Parent says, who knows of the Joey Chitwood Thrill Show? What is that?
I might have missed that one.
Y'all are going to have to help me out with that one.
Have to use the Googler.
Opulent Forever says, that's my guy Brian out there in the 78 machine. Brian Boyd out there running. The kids want to know where Josh is from. Josh Kelleher, maybe?
I don't know.
Is that the Josh we're talking about here? I'm sure it is. He's the only one that races.
Let's see here.
He's not in the race.
Ooh, 005 got in the wall. Brown 45's next to him. Kept it clean.
And 45 of Mark Collins trying to slip on by here, which he does, but definitely kind of probably coming to the end of this run, don't you think, here, fellas? Coming up on lap 50.
Yeah, these guys are screaming for tires of guarantee, and they're going to try to split this race into thirds, I'm sure. Lap 50 probably be a good spot to start, if not just shy of it.
Well, speaking of, here comes the 66 Drew Blaze, first taker, coming on down onto pit road. As
look at you predicting it.
Looks like we're all getting ready. Well, it's, I like to feel like I know what I'm talking about sometimes.
He's talking about real stuff. He knows about racing. We were talking about gun smoke and stuff. You know?
Oh, goodness.
We don't know what's happening with the race. Brown's got the brains. All right, they are all coming down, Brown. This ought to get interesting.
That it is. Everybody trying to get it all woed on up to... Oh, no! Down there on pit road. Oh, man. Stubblefield going for a wicked spin. No, it wasn't Stubblefield.
Ethan Thompson.
Yep. He's backwards in the grass trying to get it spun back around.
Oh, and of course now he's just being a figure dancer out on ice because there is absolutely no grip out there on that grass. Green flag is going to continue to wave as it was off the racing surface, and that was just a rough and a wild one coming down into those pits. Let's go ahead and take a look back. We kind of knew it was coming, especially if we saw a big wad of traffic like that coming on in, and he's just trying to avoid the cone, and oh, looks like the Ford wasn't able to check up in time. Had those brakes all locked on up and just slams into the back of Thompson.
Well, so far, the only black flag is PJ Cox in the 05. Got posted black flag. He'll have to come back down and serve it unless he served it in his pit box. Didn't see.
Yeah, he might be still down there serving it. I think he's still in the pits, it looks like.
And Dylan Bryant hitting his pit box. Same thing with Tristan Cotton sliding on and in now as well. A few other people that pitted and not pitted. Like right now, Chris Klein, he's coming on and down and in. But 00 Joe Bennett, he's staying on out. He pitted back on lap 13. Same thing with Vince Short, Jonathan Hammond, Paul Ferdiani, Mark Collins, Chuck Kiger, and Scott Milner. So they're able to stay out that extra couple of laps here, which is actually going to aid them. Oh, no! Speaking of 00 Joe Bennett, he just got turned and learnt.
And off the racing surface again, so far, no yellow.
Tristan Cotton, black flag, speeding in the pits.
Ooh, I heard some talking on the radio. I don't exactly know what that was about. There's your caution.
Ooh, man, yeah, it looks like the 64 just getting all over that 00 machine. Was there another incident?
I didn't see
Or was
one.
it just 00 just rejoining the track? And
yeah, I think that was what it was. I mean, they're telling him to watch the merge, but he did it safely. I wouldn't want to tow either, to be honest with you. You lose so much time towing. He got back out.
I think it's because you can use the apron around here. I think it registers the apron as part of the race surface. So if he was, still trying to get, back up to speed, even though he did safely emerge and, just use the bottom of the racetrack there, iRacing decided it was time.
Yeah, but don't you agree? Don't y'all agree that you're going to lose so much time if you have an option like he did to put it out back on the track fairly quickly? You're saving probably 2 laps because if you tow, it takes so much time away from you.
Yeah, for sure. You got to do what you can to save your own track position if you can. Daniel Poachlog joining us out there tonight, our series sponsor at DP Graphics, and Josh Kelleher is a Bostonian. He's a Bostonian that was transplanted to Utah. That's where he lives now. And Lahoma Randall says, little Annabelle says, your car is her car too. The kids enjoy watching everyone. And little KK loves to hear the commentators talk. Well, hello, KK. I'm glad you enjoy listening. Ginger Parent says, if you are in the pits when a caution comes out, how does the positioning work to line back up for the green flag?
That's a tough question.
Well, I mean, it depends on if you get put a lap down, if the leader comes back around, crosses the finish line before you exit the pits, you're stuck a lap down until you can get a wave around or a lucky dog wave around. I mean, that does happen. The good thing is that if you already pitted, you got your pit stop out of the way while the wreck was going on out there. The other guys on the track that haven't pitted yet, they're going to come in and you're going to gain track position on them. So potentially it could help you. It depends on where on the pit lane you were and all that kind of stuff. So sometimes it helps you out. Sometimes it hurts you.
That was like that sounded like a word salad. Are you the Vice President of the United States of America?
Well,
I don't understand anything you just
nobody
said.
else took a stab at it, so I figured I'd try.
I didn't. I wasn't
silence
going to try. I knew my answer would have been way dumber than yours. It is a little bit complicated. Track positioning can get complex during a caution if you're already in the pits. So, yeah, you did a good job, I think. I'll give you about a 6.8.
I'll let you explain what artificial intelligence is.
Well, let me tell you, it's really fancy, okay? It's a fancy thing. It stands for artificial intelligence. It's a machine. Back to you, Brown. He doesn't like it, I don't think, when we do that to him.
No, I'm looking up a fact for you guys.
Okay, good,
So,
good. Save us.
As you know, a fantastic movie coming out, Oppenheimer. Not for you kids. This one's for the adults. The Oppenheimer movie that's coming out. The
about the atomic bomb Manhattan Project guy.
Yeah. So for the IMAX, because IMAX still uses the actual like film tape and all that kind of stuff.
Big wide film.
Yeah. Guess how long that roll of film is?
I don't know.
Let me try it. 3 miles.
Nope.
12 miles.
Ooh, close.
Close, huh?
Close.
Really?
11 miles long, and it weighs
Wow.
600 pounds.
Oh, my
Good
Lord.
Lord. How long is the movie?
It's like 3 hours.
So
Movies
4
are getting
hours.
too long. Movies are just too long now.
Yeah,
I'll say
you know
it.
what? I like the fact that they're using film. That's an art form, that using film. This digital crap that they ruin half the Star Wars with all this digitization and everything.
Digitization.
We don't need that. We need film, like old school movie film. I think it looks. It just.
Let
looks
me ask
better
you
than
a
I.
question. Do you take pictures with a Polaroid camera when you go places?
I do have one, and yes, I have recently taken a picture with a Polaroid.
Is it because
but-
you didn't want to go take it to get developed?
Could be, but that's regardless of the situation. Yeah, but those are cool, right? Polaroids.
I haven't
This
seen a
digital
Kodak
stuff.
1 hour Photoshop in a long time. I think they're all gone.
Yeah. There we go now.
Pretty much. Meanwhile, the 15 event short's going to get things started out in front here, Paul Ferdiani and Jonathan Hammond gonna be in tow here. Same thing with Chuck Kiger, Mark Collins, and Double O of Joe Bennett. Of course, all these guys basically getting the freebie pit stop here as they were able to pit under the yellow flag. Here comes some of the other guys, though, as the one of DW sees just an absolute mob of traffic sitting in front of them here.
Yeah, they're doing the thing they did at the start of the race, trying to shake it out. Kind of 3 wide. Looks like the 2 is getting a little bumper push. Yeah, so.
It's Drew Blaze in the 66/1.
Oh, the wrong number guy.
Yeah.
Of course. Ooh, that got squirrely with him right now, and then Milner just feels like he's in a bad spot at the moment.
Again, they're all on new tires now, so again, they're basically starting from scratch here on lap 50. So they might have just gotten used to what their run was. Yeah. Oh, well, some contact there as well. Oh my goodness. Oh, the ping pong. Oh man. Chuck Kiger in the 22 machine. Ooh man. He might need a few pairs of changes of pants there.
Yeah. That's on the edge of our seat watching all that mess.
Yeah, they're going to ruin all these beautiful paints if they keep it up.
Meanwhile, some action here in the mid-pack continues to go on as well. 28 Chris Goins. Got the 2 of Milner, 1 of DW. Delia's in the mix. Jeff Ottinger, Russ Kilgore. Oh, there we go. 3 wide again. Oh, the 23 machine really squeezing it on in there. Sean Walton trying to be aggressive.
Oh, one of the drivers. Yeah, you go ahead. Tell the folks what he was saying.
Sean Walton on the radio in that Netflix number 23 machine saying this car is some kind of loose.
Yeah, and you can tell. You really can. They're having some problems out there.
Big time handful. Ginger Perrin out there saying, "Come on, Dennis Shepard, keep plugging along one spot at a time. Moving on up."
Yeah, he's up 9 so far.
Yeah.
And 14th, that's good.
Yeah, in 14th on the lead lap, just cruising along, keeping that nose clean and doing what he can.
That's all you can do is what you can.
Ooh, 7 got a little bit loose right there. I think turn 2 is where we're seeing him just break loose a little bit.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Adam. I think 3 and 4 they're not getting as loose as we think, but it's turn number 2 just absolutely having at it as we go 4 wide there for a quick second with Jonathan Hammond.
Jonathan Hammond just lost about 6
spots. Oh no, there goes a 53. Okay, he saved it.
He got up into the outside wall and got out of it. He lost a bunch of spots there. He went from 4th to 9th.
Little frustrations on the radio. I think Vince Short was telling somebody to pick a line. I love it when somebody tells you that. It just creates more animosity and fighting, which is
My
cool.
line is between the white line and the white wall.
It's the red wall here, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. The top of the wall is white. Yes.
I'll clean this one up for our younger viewers, but our good buddy Jimmy would always say, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I just really can't drive. He would ping pong along the track. He was a guy you could guarantee yourself that he doesn't know what his line is. So good luck.
He don't.
Nor did he care.
No.
He
wasn't really into feelings,
he could totally smash you in the door, and he would say on the radio, that was probably partly my fault. Like,
maybe.
Really?
Yeah. It's back in our racing days.
Right
I missed the
quarter panel.
I missed those racing days a little bit. We're gonna have to get out there and do some running.
Yeah, we're gonna
at some point.
At some point, yeah.
Can't quite get into the NTRL, be sure to join ADD Sim Racers over there on iRacing.
Oh,
Currently at what, 400 members?
405, but have not run a race in a couple of years.
Yeah, like 2.5.
Yeah, but join anyway, and I'll approve you personally. Watch out for that notification saying that we're going to do a race. We're going to see how many people show up.
That indeed. Meanwhile, the race up here at the front, the 8 of Dylan Bryant is able to sneak his nose on through as the 64 and the 15 continue their heated battle up here.
Ginger Parent said that Dad used to joke that sometimes if you're real careful, you can damage a car just enough to make it run a little bit better. And that there was a time when guys were doing that in NASCAR. They were denting the side of the car right in front of the right rear tire. Y'all remember when they were doing that?
Yeah.
They were denting it in on purpose to give them a little bit more grip on that right rear tire. There is some trick to that.
If there's a, kind of a slight way to cheat, NASCAR drivers are going to figure it out pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. The only reason rules exist is because the guys break them.
And, I mean, not just the drivers, but their pit crews. How many times have you seen a pit crew member be like, "Oh, I tripped while trying to bring this wheel over here and hit their hip into the fender," trying to change the dynamics of it.
All the Penske drivers or the pit crews hit the car in exactly the same spot. Amazing. Yahtzee.
He got me on that one. Meanwhile, the race in action here tonight, though, is looking still very good as the 22 of Chuck Kiger, up 15 spots right now, goes side by side with the 32 of Nick Biddy. I believe Biddy does have his driver camera on up here. I gotta pull that screen up. Oh, this is gonna be a nightmare because, again, I can't see.
Well, you got to have those glasses on, I'm going to have mine on. Ooh, Biddy just got turned a little bit. Kept it together, but he's losing spots.
Yeah, losing spots to Hammond and Ferdiani down there as the battling continues to roll on out here. Lap 69 out of 125. So, doing math, I believe we're past halfway.
Math is hard, but you're correct. If my calculations are correct, that takes 2 of us to divide 125. So it's 62.5 would probably be, and we're at 670 laps. Yeah, I think we're past halfway, Brown. Had to do the out loud math.
Yeah, I don't have my abacus available to me to slide the beads over, and
I know. It's sad. I need to get one here for the rig, so I can count every once in a while.
But someone who really doesn't need an abacus, though, is the number 10 of Justin Johnson, who knows his Roman numerals very good, running in the X machine.
Yeah, I like that. I liked how he does that. He does that on every series he's in. He's just the X, Roman numeral 10. Nobody else does that.
Currently, they're in 14th, up 15 spots. One of our big movers, and right behind him you see that 44 of Dana Shepard. Of course, the question for Ginger Parent is, does the wager from last week stand as well for this week, where if he snags up into that top 10, is she gonna go over there and start making him some big treats?
Josh Kelleher explains the Q comment. It was his kitten walked across the keyboard, just wanted to say hi to us. I knew there was going to be a good story behind that.
Yeah, Becca Shepard said driving like you stole the pixels for it. I like that. I hadn't heard that one before. Yeah. Albert's talking about the Jackman used to knee the rear quarter panel.
That's what it was. He put his knee right in the freaking quarter panel. And you get a little bit of extra downforce right there.
Or at least a little bit of extra something. Oh, man. Oh, that was getting spicy there around Paul Ferdiani. Whole bunch of people in front of him there, all... Ooh, I mean, we could have thrown a napkin out there and all 6 of those guys would have been underneath it.
Yeah, they're trying to hold the same ground.
Ryan Boyd came over the radio apologizing to the driver of the 8 machine, saying, "Hey, man, that was my fault."
Well, that's very gentlemanly of him.
Yeah, that indeed it was. Meanwhile, great battle still happening up here at the front. 64 Joe Hoggard hanging on, but the 66 of Drew Blaze and the 15 of Vince Short in hot pursuit here for that top 3. Ooh, 64 machine almost snagging that outside wall just a little bit there as they were making the exit out of turn number 4. So maybe a little bit of a tight condition there in turn number 4 and a little bit loose in turn number 2. So something these guys need to watch out for. Oh, Jarrett Woodard having a problem. He's down there in the infield grass.
That metric system does a number.
And let's see what
on these cars.
Looks like he was trying to rejoin the track and was kind of caught between the apron and the racetrack, and then caught a piece of the grass. And yeah, you can just see him just try to fight that car back around and just not quite able to do so. Again, off the racing surface and kind of near pit road there, so no caution for that one. So racing action is going to continue here as we are live at lap 77 of 125. We're going to take a quick step away here and say a huge thank you to our fantastic sponsors. And when we come back, we'll have the conclusion of tonight's race from Chicagoland. And welcome back as the 64 Joe Hoggard continues to lead on here with the 15 and the 66 in tow, but don't you worry, the race in action is continuing to boil over here as the 33, 32, and the 78 continue to have a fantastic battle out there. We also saw a great battle which almost turned violent there between the 8 machine, and he got kind of spun and stuck up against the outside wall. Thankfully, no caution came out due to it, but certainly probably some damage happening there for that team. 76 Jeff Ottinger still racing around here as well. Kevin Delia in the 53 continues to race side by side with the one of DW, and that pretty much gets everybody all caught back on it.
Yeah, Jeff Ottinger, slow but steady out there in the 76 machine, up 5 spots. He's got a lot of work to do, though, if he wants to get up towards the front. This is a long race, but it's quickly starting to dwindle down.
Oh, Ottinger down through the grass. I think he wanted to come into the pits. Problem is now he's stuck on that infield grass. He's going to try to reverse it and get back to the correct side of the commitment cone and then go around the correct way, as looks like the final round of pit stops starting to happen down there with about 40 laps to go.
Good timing coming back from our little commercial package break there.
Yeah, this will be the money stop, which we talk about. Speaking of money, Facebook.com/GC Cruise Travel, George Charles Cruise Travel. Check that guy out. That guy's not going to steer you wrong. He does cruises. You can go to Chicago, see the Blues Brothers and all that. Hit him up, Facebook. He can help you out from anywhere in the United States.
Are they still playing at the Plaza Hotel?
I hope so.
I heard it's hard to fill that room. That's what I've been told.
It's difficult.
And that it is, as here they come. 1 by 1, 2 by 2, or however many decide to come down at the same time. Onto pit road they go as Joe Hoggard hits his box. Nick Biddy, Kevin Delia, Brian Boyd. And this is the money stop. There's no more pit stops scheduled after this, so these drivers making sure they don't get any stupid penalties or stupid mistakes, and they're trying to get everything all locked and loaded.
Yeah, so far this round of pit stops here have been pretty clean. No black flags yet for pit entry or exit.
Do you think Derek Welch has SCMODs?
SCMODs?
Yeah. State, county, offender, municipal system.
Yes.
Data system.
Yeah,
That's how they
like that.
find out it. That's how they find out if you're speeding on pit road. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
They get you in the drive-through with it too.
Oh yeah, they can.
I thought that's what the Whopper was for. But here comes the 44 Dana Shepherd down onto pit road, trying to.
That was a whole nother movie.
Fantastically cheesy movie.
But it had Matthew Broderick in it, who was also in a Chicago movie, which was
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Bueller's Day Off. There we go.
Big movie. He was a big-time star back then.
Yeah, he was. What was the one where the chimpanzees were being experimented on for flying planes, and they were exposing them to radiation? And he was in the Air Force, and he tried to save them. No, Project X. That was another Broderick movie. I don't know why we're on Matthew Broderick.
I mean, you took it there. It worked.
Anyway, Timothy Stubblefield, driver of the 92, black flag.
Oh, speeding on coming in. Thankfully, it's while he was coming in, I believe. So he's going to be able to at least serve that penalty now and not have to come back around, as long as he doesn't speed on the exit.
Yeah, having to come back down pit road's worse than speeding on the way in and just holding for 40 seconds and then getting let loose again. But 40 seconds, that's more than a lap here. That's a long time to be sitting there.
I know the hashtag Stub Nation was not quite happy with that news, but 13 Jonathan Hammond out there up 27, 00 Joe Bennett up 25, Vince Short up 25. Of course, they pitted the last time, kind of late the last time, as they all got that freebie, and I think maybe they're kind of thinking the same thing, maybe hoping for that that caution flag to come out before they come on down. But here comes that 15 is short on down onto pit road. So Double O Joe is going to get a lap let out here.
Yeah, y'all over there in chat making me hungry again, talking about monkey bread. And
I know. Why would they
all
do
that.
that to us?
well, they were talking about, adjustable harnesses and straps and stuff for Shepherd out there. Said he's too skinny, he needs to eat. And I think the expression was if he stood sideways and stuck his tongue out, he'd look like a zipper.
That ain't bad.
Oh, 33 slides it on in. Oh, man. Paul Ferdiani with a rough pit entry there.
Yeah, he did get the black flag there, the Pennsylvania native. And poker expert will get a black flag there. Yeah,
He just does this for fun. He's a real gambler, this Ferdiani guy.
Yeah, man.
He's all over the place.
World Series
gambling.
poker. That's how
Pretty
you do
cool.
it. Unlike me, I barely know how to play Crazy Eights or Old Maid. Barely.
What about Go Fish? You know how to do Go Fish?
Sure.
Nice. You can definitely see the difference.
Gin rummy.
Yeah, gin.
Oh. See the 3 and 4 wide happening back there with the X machine. My goodness.
And the 53 and Justin Johnson decided, nah, you go low, I go high, and wherever the cards may lay is what's gonna happen as they split the field, coming back up and through.
I'm surprised I'm so happy you got that on camera. That was so awesome to watch.
He doesn't miss a beat up there in
No,
the New England area where he's running pretty much. Are you running the space shuttle? What else you got going on?
Well, that program got shut down, so.
Oh, yeah.
Chuck
Maybe
Kiger,
just-
black flag for the 22.
Man,
Sorry.
that's too bad. Maybe just the ISS. He's directing it up into space.
I got a feeling that's going to be slowly shut down here soon, too. But that's also going to be replaced. They're going to build a new one.
I think he is operating the Whopper, maybe.
He could be.
Maybe.
Is it the Whopper where he's going to ask you, do you want to play a game?
Yes.
Well, the
Yeah,
answer
that
is
Whopper-
yes.
Gosh.
The problem is I don't want to play tic-tac-toe because then I might fry my computer.
Or global thermonuclear war.
Or that.
Either one is not good. I know
Two
that.
bugaboos right there.
Yeah. Really not one to see either one.
But I think it'll
Ginger Parent,
run Minecraft.
I've never played cribbage ever. Never played cribbage. Spades I've played, euchre I've played, hearts I've played on many a exercise night when just waiting for the weapons to roll back from the planes.
What about some dominoes? 42?
Oh man, we slammed some bones down too. 42. Only us guys from Texas knew how to play 42. Nobody else knew how to play. 42.
Nobody knows how to play that. Oh, that's a good one.
It was hard. When you did find somebody that knew how to play it, we'd have to teach 2 other people how to do it so we could play a game. And then we're just whooping.
Yeah, for sure.
We got some people in here from Texas. I guarantee you at least a couple of them probably know how to play 42.
That's all you play at the beer joints. Or I did anyway.
Picnics, yeah, we played at picnics and stuff. Towns used to have picnics and festivals and stuff. And they'd have a bunch of those little 3 foot by 3 foot, fold up tables with 4 chairs around them. They'd have 42 tournament going on.
Yeah.
That was always fun. Small town Texas days.
Meanwhile, here with 22 laps to go, Drew Blaze out in front after the final round of those pit stops. He's catching on up to that 45 machine of the Mac Daddy, Mr. Mark Collins, trying to put him a lap down, but close and hot on his heels as the 64 Joe Hoggard. But man, they must have really hit those pit boxes well because they are almost 10.5 seconds clear of the 78 of Brian Boyd, who's trying to hold off the charging 15 of Vince Short. for that third place. Justin Johnson there as well as Kevin Delia and Nick Biddy.
Yeah, you can make a lot of time in pits. Oh, the one super sideways.
Ooh, and super slow.
Saved it.
Go, DW. He held on to it somehow.
Also got a.
Must have done that with his good leg.
Well, that's the thing. He's only driving out there with one leg. He's only got the right leg to work with out here.
Mm.
After getting his left leg run over by a forklift.
Ooh.
That don't sound fun at all.
No, thankfully just broken bones and some stitches, so he'll be all right. Oh no!
Reckon
There it is, 98.
that's not going to stay on the apron there, I don't think.
Sure.
Oh,
98.
well, it's
In.
looking like it. Oh my goodness.
Well, I'll take it. I mean, gonna keep running along, but 98. That's where it kind of started.
At 28 getting involved as well. Oh man, Double O Joe. Well, it also looked like Double O Joe was kind of loose in the middle of the track and was trying to save it. And while he was coming down, just nowhere to go for those drivers.
Fact right there.
Yeah,
Oh,
22
76.
78. 98. I'm sorry.
7-Eleven Trick joining us here, saying got here late, but glad to hear you guys up in the booth. Let's go Vincent Short. Derek Donna says, is 42 anything like 31? 42 is it's kind of like spades, really.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can describe it, but it's played with double nine set of dominoes.
I've never heard of 31.
I never have either. I don't know if it's a card game you play with dominoes also, or what. Derek Donna also says, anybody play marbles? I did when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Those real glass marbles, you know. But my favorite thing to do with those was shoot them in a slingshot.
Ooh, you ever played high-low with the dice? Well, that gets interesting. High-low, that's one of my favorite dice games.
And Jessica Stubblefield says, what about Rook? My mom used to play Rook. I don't think she ever tried to teach me how.
Yeah, my mom did too. I don't know what it is though. I never got into that. Oh, a little argument going on the radio.
The 2 and the 44 kind of going back and forth a little bit.
Scott Milner just trying to make his way around the racetrack right now. 53 Kevin Delia and the 32 Nick Biddy all up into a line here with the 10 machine right there behind him. Here comes a charge from the 32 of Biddy.
Do y'all remember when NASCAR did that thing where they added a channel on everybody's radio so drivers could talk to each other, and they only did it for a handful of races because it ended up being a disaster, guys yelling at each other on the radio?
I want to go back to that though. They need to have an open forum of communication.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
Mount everybody a CB radio in there and see how many people are screaming.
I know they're gonna just kind of think it out and talk to each other and be real nice.
Sure.
Yeah, let's do that again. Yeah, that was pretty crazy when they did that.
Yeah, I played BS. I never played Spoons. Played War.
Yeah, you could play War in the casinos. I've done that before.
Dominoes is 31, just sets of cards. Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
Well, stuff's regional, where we're from, it's different than where y'all are from.
Yeah. We used to play Boo-Ray, too. You ever play Boo-Ray?
Yeah, I played that.
I didn't know if that was a Louisiana-only thing or not.
No, well, I was southeast Texas, pretty much the same thing at times.
There's a lot of Cajun people living there.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sure it was one of them where I learned it from.
Mom taught me how to play Boo-Ray a couple years ago. She moved to Monterey because she had neighbors that were Cajuns that moved up. So they would all get together and play.
Man, we got to bring that back. Is this like the family night now? We're getting to sit around and watch, iRacing, is that the new?
And then we're gonna play
Oh, my
Candyland together and Shoots and Ladders. Then
Yeah.
card game or two.
Monopoly.
Me and my wife played Monopoly last night when the internet died. I left you guys to do the race by yourself.
When you guys aren't getting a divorce?
No.
I think there was some dark stuff behind that game when they made it.
This was made during the Depression.
Yeah, I think there was some manipulation going on with propaganda stuff. I have to do my research. I've been to, I do a lot of underground research. That game is got some weird beginnings. Ooh, Delia's not happy out there with somebody hitting him all the time.
Contact, yeah, there's a little contact going on out there.
Who's hitting him?
So far tonight, only 4 drivers disconnected. Chris Muth Jr., Sean Walton, Jarrett Woodard, and Mike Adamson. A couple of those guys, I don't even think they gridded a car. I think they were starting park. Chris Muth and Mike Adamson never gridded. So I don't know if they'll be getting any points here tonight.
We take a ride here with about 9 laps left to go, looking out behind that 10 of Justin Johnson, who's already trying to work his way around the 53 Kevin Delia, but here comes 00 with Joe Bennett. He was starting to get his nose up into this mix a little bit there. 7 machine of Tristan Cotton there as well. Cotton, though, looks like he's a couple laps down, so just trying to finish out his race strong.
I pointed out in the chat there that while we were all talking about board games and stuff, Dana Shepard been moving up. Currently in 11th place, charging towards the front. Oh, Tristan Cotton in the outside wall. He bounces off of it a couple times. He's got 00 Joe Bennett to his inside there.
Whew, and the 10 machine slides up in front of the nose of the 53. Not a lot of room was there, but they're able to make it work. But there goes the 53. Oh, man. I don't know how those drivers avoided contact. Meanwhile,
I don't know, man. It's getting kind of sketchy.
It really is. Meanwhile, with 6 laps left to go, you got Drew Blaze and the 66 machine out in front with the 64 and the 15. Kind of slowly on the way back there. 64 of Joe Hogger trying to chase back down that 66. He's got some lap traffic to deal with as well. Meanwhile, 00 Joe Bennett trying to stay up inside of this top 10, looking to the outside of the 10 machine. Able to do so. Here comes the 13 of Jonathan Hammond. He's making his way past Delia now as well as we go 3 wide. And again, this is late into the run. Oh, my goodness. Whew. These guys have...
Race is going to be over 5 laps here.
Yeah, these guys are definitely working that wheel out there. But yeah, with about 5 laps to go, final hunt down for whatever positions these drivers can get, and it's definitely getting pretty spicy out there.
I'll get mad playing Scrabble. I do remember that.
Yeah. Well, you're probably just trying to make up words and stuff.
Yeah.
One of those people.
Just look it up. Somebody always challenge it, and then you look it up. Sometimes it's a word.
Yeah.
I played on an original Atari. I had one. Ginger parent asking who played on an original Atari. I had one. It was a hand-me-down from my cousin.
2600. Oh, the 22. Oh, 22 just got into it. Delia back ended him.
Yeah.
What in the world just happened there?
I think just a difference of speeds here is what's kind of what's going on. Here comes that one of DW around the 53 of Delia, and only about 2.5 seconds back. Dana Shepard trying to crack up into that top 10. Meanwhile, 2 laps left to go as the 66 of Drew Blaze crosses that checkered line there.
getting down to the nuts and bolts of this thing. Really didn't have any cautions, but would we have one or did we have two? Not sure. We had a bunch of incidents that just never developed into a caution, which was a little strange. But pretty clean racing all the way around.
And that indeed, as the white flag flies. So here we go, the final lap here of this race from Chicagoland. The 66 machine heading on down the back straightaway, working his way around Timothy Stolefield out there. Oh, as DW is taking a trip down through the infield grass, but again, white flag's already thrown, so there's no cautions left here to happen tonight as the 66 comes back down across the line, picking up his win here tonight. Meanwhile, still battling, trying to get whatever spots that they can. The 00 and the 32 still fighting with each other as they come across the line, but the 32 and Nick Biddy will hang on to that 5th place spot. And moving on up into 10th, Dana Shepard gets into that top 10.
A bunch of guys commenting on the radio how much fun they had racing each other out there, especially up in the top 10, top 5 area.
Well, I'd call that a success. Nobody was, we're in Chicago. Nobody was assaulted or anything, so this was
True.
a good one.
Excuse me, true indeed, but gonna wait for the 66 machine to do his burnouts and for the podium chat to get to where they need to be.
7-Eleven Trick said played Pitfall a lot. I did too. And Berserk was one of the crazy ones where you're running from that big dot thing that's trying to chase you, and it can go through the walls, but you can't. That one always got my adrenaline pumping.
Oh, no.
Do you remember that?
Unfortunately, I do.
And Pong.
Yeah.
We had one called Cops and Robbers. It was like a maze game, and you had to use the little crappy joystick to try to get through the wall, through the maze. Maze Craze. Oh, yeah, well, that was one of the other ones, I think. Maybe that's the one I was thinking. I thought it was called Cops and Robbers.
Maybe. Well, let's get some of these interviews started up, underway. Getting us started will be the 64 machine of Mr. Joe Hoggard, having himself a fantastic run there, finishing tonight in 2nd place. And Joe, it looked like it was a tough fight out there, whether you're going 2 wide or 3 wide, sometimes maybe even 4 wide, and that back end's trying to step out on you.
Oof. That was something, man. Congrats to Drew on that, because the two of us had a hell of a race. Vincent too, man. Vincent was right there the entire time through that 2nd run, and I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say, because there was some sketchy stuff that happened. I don't really know what happened with the 8 car, but all of a sudden the 3 of us are just getting smashed together, and somehow we all made it out of it. And then I tried to, after apparently Drew took 2 tires, he was able to hold me off, and just impressive all-around racing today. Like, honestly, this is the best racing that we've had here in a while in this league. Like, really, really good racing tonight.
That's incredible. He was able to pull that off and nurse those tires along by just taking 2. That's incredible. But you did quite a job out there yourself, that number 64 Little Blue Alien 6 Ford Mustang. Joe, next week, you guys are headed to Indianapolis. A little bit different style of racing than from here, but tire wear is still going to be a huge deal up there. You going to be ready for Drew?
I don't know. Last season, Indianapolis wasn't my strong suit, so I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm going to do some practice and see what I can come up with and see if I can be any better. But last season, I was very, very mid. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Mid. That's what the kids say these days. I'm still trying to grasp that.
Average. Very average.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. I see
Get with
that all the time.
times, Adam.
I know, I'm old. But hey, good job tonight. Well, fun race. Chicagoland is something we don't normally see, so we had fun watching it. Good job out there. Who would you like to give some shout outs to?
Oh, DEP and my teammates, man. And then again, I have to give it to Drew Blaze and Vince Short for just wheel to wheel racing, tight racing, high level skill, and just somehow we all pulled off keeping it alive and getting around the track. So yeah, honestly, like great race tonight.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations goes on out to that 64 of Joe Hoggard, picking up the second place finish here this evening, man. Congratulations. Go celebrate that, and we'll see you guys back out here in action again next week there, buddy.
Thank you.
With that, we'll slip down one position and talk with tonight's third place finisher. And it's a man we haven't actually got a chance to talk to in a little bit due to work and then on some unfortunate finishes here. But Mr. Vince Short in the 15 machine picking up the podium finish there in third here tonight. And Vince, we asked Joe kind of the same thing, but you definitely had to do some wheeling and dealing out there and have that try to find wherever the grip could be out there. I think you're on mute there, buddy, I think.
The driver of the Track Bar Media number 15 Camaro might.
How about now?
Yeah, we got you now, buddy.
Yeah, I bumped my button. Yeah, it's I kind of shot myself in the foot on that last pit stop. I milked it a little too long. I probably should have went in a little earlier, but I was looking on the tire side of the aspect of it, so I figured if I had enough tire, in case we had a yellow there late, I'd have enough tire there at the end to kind of hold them off, because I figured I had enough for Joe and Drew for the rest of the race. But once I milked it too long on that pit stop, it was just playing catch up.
Well, that Camaro was quick nonetheless and picked up a third. Would you go back and change anything? I mean, we heard a rumor that the Drew Blaze might have only took 2 tires. Was that ever a consideration for you, going ahead and taking 2? I mean, we know it's really, really difficult to make that happen, but some guys can make it work.
Nah, I probably could have, but I'd have spent the first 5 laps just trying to balance the tires out, and I figured at this point I had stretched it long enough that I could afford to go in and get 4. I just waited too long to go in. That was the problem. Had I went in a couple laps earlier, I probably have been fine. Hindsight, a couple of the guys, I know some of these guys were racing me pretty hard out there. Joe was talking about, he was chatting at me about saving my tires. He thought I'd burnt my stuff off running down low. One of the things I learned down there is when they start pinching, I just let off the gas and let it coast around the corners and then pick it back up coming off. And I was able to save fuel and gas throughout the race, which put me in a good position. I was joking with Scott Milner earlier, that wreck that I got into earlier in the race. It actually put me on a good fuel strategy, so I was already 4 or 5 laps longer than everybody else on that first stop.
Man, well, that was a crazy one tonight. A little bit different than we normally see here at Chicago, but you got yourself a podium. Who would you like to give some shout outs to?
First and foremost, my wife, Nikki, man. She supports me every single day. She supports you guys. She loves you guys. Holler Boy Racing, Holler Boy TV, Steve Sanger, Track Bar Media, 5-6 Graphics, John Bologna does most of my raps. All my kids, my grandkids, and all my family that stay up and watch you guys every night. I really enjoy when I get on the podium with you guys. You guys are a blast, and I definitely like watching them.
Awesome, man. Well, we appreciate it there, buddy. And again, congratulations on the hard-fought third place finish here tonight. Up 23 spots. So goodness gracious, you definitely put in the work here tonight, man. Go ahead and sit back and relax, and we'll see you guys back out here in action again next week there, brother.
All right, guys. Take care. Be safe.
And with that, we move on up to our final interview here this evening and talking to our race winner, a multi-time winner here this season, Mr. Drew Blaze and the 66 machine, having a fantastic run out there. And man, a bold strategy there, Cotton, taking only 2 tires on that last go around.
Yeah, I got to thank Chris Gomes there for the tip of the strategy there. We had that issue, or not issue, but that strategy go on earlier in the season, and it worked. So tip of that to him, and I just kind of use it for this race, and it worked out, and I got out to a little bit of a lead taking the 2 tires. It wasn't as much as I wanted it to be, but it was enough to where I could make Joe run his car harder and just run his stuff out. So by the time he got to me, he would not have the tires left to pass me. So it kind of just worked out that way.
Well, you did a great job out there with only the 2 tires that you took, and the DBM Ford Mustang definitely putting on a show out there tonight. We talked to Vincent Short about it and said, hey, was that ever a consideration, trying to take 2 and make it work? He said, no way. It takes too long to try to balance the tires back out. But one place that's big on tire wear, you guys are going there next week, Indianapolis. Are you getting ready for that one, Drew?
Yeah, I got to put some laps on that. I had not run anything there in a long while, especially a next gen. I don't think I've ever put a next gen on that track. So we're gonna go and do some practice and learn a couple things, and hopefully we can pick up another win or just run up front. We're really good at being consistent if we don't win.
Well, you ran up front tonight. Good job. You won this thing. Congrats. Who would you like to give some shout outs to?
Yeah, I got to thank Lone Star Racing, all my guys over there. Best group of guys I could ask for. Garza Law Firm, Justin Johnson, Mike Fahey, see who else here. Just all my guys over at Lone Star Racing, and they always have my back on everything, and couldn't ask for a better group of guys. And thank you guys for putting on the great broadcasts that you do, and NTRL and DW for putting on a great late year. It's been a lot of fun.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations picking up the hard-fought race win here tonight from Chicagoland. Go ahead, go celebrate it, and we'll see you guys back out here in action again next week there, buddy.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Oh, man, and with that concludes all the racing action and interviews. And, ooh, boy, Chicagoland, it's been a hot minute since we've been here, but I got a feeling we might need to come back here a little bit more often.
Yeah, it was a pretty awesome track for one that people call a cookie cutter, and it made for some great racing out there. We saw a lot of 3 and sometimes 4 wide action, and there's a lot of runoff area here, so we didn't get a whole lot of cautions or anything for incidents that kind of kicked folks down onto the grass. But overall, I think it was pretty exciting, and folks at home seem to agree. So thank y'all for joining us.
Yeah, no, this was fun. Got some Blues Brothers references in. Had a good one tonight.
Yeah.
And that we did. So let's go ahead and do our official final field rundown here and tell everybody where their favorite driver ended up finishing here tonight. Getting us started off with that, though, is the 66 of Drew Blaze with a fantastic first place victory here tonight. The 64 Joe Hogger tried to chase him down, just couldn't quite get on up there. And the 15 Vince Short going to be tied for your hard charger of the day. Wait until you hear this list of how many people moved up X amount of spots, but up 23 for the 15 machine to round out that podium. You got the 78 of Brian Boyd having a fantastic run out there tonight as well, up 14 to finish in 4th. The 32 Nick Biddy, he's been pretty rock solid with another top 5 finish here tonight. 00 Joe Bennett up 21 spots to finish here tonight in 6th, so not quite able to make it, but the 13 of Jonathan Hammond, he's going to be the other person tied for that Hard Charger Award, up 23, finishing here in 7th. You got the 10 of Justin Johnson, up 21 as well. So big movers and shakers out here as he finishes in 8th. 53, Kevin Delia having a pretty solid run as well, finishing in 9th. With the 44, and going to get some victory fried dough over there, Mr. Dana Shepard, rounding out the field's top 10.
Yeah, 28 driver Chris Goins ends up in 11th place. 12th place, Chris Klein in the 51. Stephen M. Wood, with a couple fans out there for the 19, will come up from 31st to 13th. Great run for him out there tonight. Mark Collins in the 45 will finish in 14th. 15th will be the 1 machine, the bearded one, Derek Welch. The 48 of Skylar Harrod will finish the last car on the lead lap in 16th place. 17th will be Joe David down a lap, and PJ Cox right behind him there will finish 18th. 19th, Thomas Welch in the 9, and rounding out your top 20, the Gambler, Paul Ferdiani in the 33.
Yeah, 21st, Dylan Bryant in the number 8. 76, Jeff Ottinger ended up there 22nd. 23rd, Scott Milner in the 2. Number 4, Russ Kilgore. 24th position. 25th position, Chuck Kiger in the 22 machine. 005 AJ Evangelista completed this race in 26th. 27th, Ethan Thompson in the 98. The number 7, Tristan Cotton, popular driver out there in the chat. 28th. Another popular driver, 92 at Timothy Stellifield. He finished 29th. Jarrett Woodard, Mr. Canada, one of the Canada guys out here in the 79. He ended up 51 laps down, 30th, unfortunately for him. Sean Walton, 31st. Looks like Tom Barish was race control. Mike Adamson and Chris Mute Jr. didn't even grid.
Didn't even grid.
There you go. That's it for the grid there, bro.
Maybe some technical issues, but nonetheless, that is your field here tonight. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching, and as always, you guys are the reason why we do this and have such a good time of doing it, and you guys really make the show what it is, so thank you all. And of course, if you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And of course, if you do enjoy any of the action, be sure to hit that thumbs up button as well, so that way we can continue to get put on people's featured and recommended pages, and we can continue to grow our fantastic community we got going on over here. Of course, we also have to say a huge thank you to tonight's race sponsor, JP Designs and Prints. Thank you guys for sponsoring a fantastic race here at Chicagoland. Of course, we also have to thank some other fantastic sponsors like Sim Gear Central, Trek Bar Media, Martin Sports, Davidson Builders, and DEP Graphics. Thank you guys for all your continued support of the Numb Thumbs Racing League. So with that, everything comes to a close here on this Monday evening, but don't you worry, we're back in action here tomorrow night as the HCK Beagles Racing League has their all-star race, not at a short track, not at a super speedway track, but at Watkins Glen. We're going to have ourselves a throwback event coming from some fantastic left and right turn action of some road course racing. This is going to be an absolute blast, and so we look forward to seeing y'all over there tomorrow night. But until tomorrow, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We gone.
See ya.